Welcome to the TheForge tutorials, my masterclass. In today's video, we are going to discuss the channel box, the attribute editor, and how to use the freeze transformation and reset transformation functions inside Maya. So to access the channel box, you can go to the top right hand corner of your screen and click on this button. This will make the channel box visible, or if you can see this tab right here, you can click on it and it will make the channel box appear as well. Now the first thing we are going to see in the channel box is going to be empty if we have nothing selected. Let's say if we select the cloud from here, it's gonna show us these values. Now what are these values? The first three values that you see up here are your translation values. These relate to the movement of your object. Right now our object is moved minus 6.718 units in the y direction. If we move our object, let's say in the z direction, you can see the value in our z translate changes. You can also put values in here manually. If you want your object to move precisely in one direction, you can come up here and type that value. If you want your object to move in all of these three directions in the same amount, you can drag all of these translate axes and input your values here, and it will apply the same values to all of your selected options. You can also select all of the options, your translate, rotate, and scale, and input the same value. If we wanna, for example, zero out all of these values, we can put 0 and press enter. This will zero out all of our values. Now our object has gone invisible because it has a scale of 0. We're gonna put it back to 1. And below that we have our layer window. In here you can create a new layer and add any type of object that you have in your scene to that layer. The first button we have in our layer window is create a new layer and assign the selected object to that layer. Right now we have this cloud selected. If we click on this button, it's gonna create a new layer and add that selected object to that particular layer. So if we turn that layer invisible, you can see that that object is now not visible to us. This is your visibility button, so let's turn that layer visible again. You can also create a layer without adding any objects to it by clicking on this button, and you can move your layer up and down with these two buttons. Now if you want to add another item to our layer, just click on that item and right click on your layer and click on the add selected items. You can also remove selected items from here, and you can also empty your layer and delete your layer. Now in front of your layer there are these three buttons. Now the first button, as we discussed, is for your visibility. The second one is for your playback. Now if you disable this button, this layer is not gonna be visible during the playback of your animation. And after that you have this third button, and if we click on this button for the first time, it's gonna turn everything that is in that layer into a template. Now what a template means is that it's gonna make that object uninteractable. Now everything that is in that layer, we cannot interact with it anymore, and it's going to turn all of those objects into wireframe. Now if we zoom in, you can see it has turned our object into a wireframe. Let's click on that button again. When we do that, it's going to turn our object into a reference, and in the reference mode you cannot interact with the object as well. But the difference between reference and template mode is that in the template mode it's gonna turn your object in wireframe, and in the reference mode it's gonna follow the view mode that you have selected inside your viewport. So if we switch to wireframe, it's gonna turn that into wireframe, and if we go to our shaded view, it's gonna show us all the objects in shaded view. That's basically the difference. Let's make that layer interactable again. So these are the things you can do with your channel box. Now that we have talked about the channel box, let's talk about the freeze transformation and reset transformation functions. So in order to talk about those options, let's hide these layers. Let's go to our default view and create a sphere. Let's go to our move tool, and when we move our object, you can see it gives us values in our translation, rotation, and scale. So let's rotate it and let's scale it up a little bit. So now you can see we have values in almost all of our option boxes. So what if we wanted to reset all of those values? We could select all of these and turn those back to 0 and turn the scale back to 1. Or the other option we have available to us is reset transformation. So let's undo that. Now to reset our transformations, we need to go to our modify menu and select reset transformations from up here. Now when we do that, it's gonna zero all of our transformation rotation values and put our scale value back to 1. It's going to basically return our object to its default state. Now what if we wanted this to be the default state of our object? Imagine if you made a gun and if you want your magazine to return back inside the hilt of the gun if you accidentally move it. In order to do that, select the object that you want to do that to, go to your modify menu and select freeze transformation. Now it's gonna zero all of those value out without changing our object. So now this is the default state of your object. If we move our object again accidentally and go to our reset transformations, it's gonna default our object back to that position. Now one problem with that is it's gonna reset your pivot too. So if you wanna recenter your pivot, go to your modify menu and select center pivot from here. It is going to put the pivot back at the center of your object. Now that we know how to freeze and reset transformation, let's talk about the attribute editor. Now I'm going to delete this object because we don't need it anymore, and let's turn our island visible. And we're going to go to the view and frame all to frame our island. If you cannot see your attribute editor on the side of your screen, you can go up here just like we did for the channel box and turn the attribute editor on from up here and it's going to show up. Right now we have it available on the sidebar, so let's click on it, and right now it is empty because we have nothing selected. Now think of the attribute editor as your properties section for any object that you have selected in your scene. Let's select our island. Now when we select our island, it's gonna give us access to a bunch of different options. Right now we have access to our shape node. We have access to every material that is applied on this shape. For example, let's create a light. Let's go to the Arnold tab, light section, and create an area light. When we have the light selected, we have access to the properties of that light. We can change the color, we can change the intensity, we can change the exposure, we can turn the shadows on or off. So the attribute editor basically shows you the properties of the object you have selected in your scene. So I hope now you know what the channel box and the attribute editor are and what the freeze transformation and the reset transformation functions do. So that's it for this video. In the next video we are going to discuss the outliner and how to keep your scene organized. And as always, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, drop a comment, and if you want to support me directly or buy some cool stuff that I made, the links to my merch store and my Patreon is in the description down below, and all the scene files and the objects that I use or create in my tutorials is gonna be available on my Patreon for you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.